everyone, welcome to Homestead. I'm Sandy. Today we're going to be doing laundry, and we're doing it kind of an old-fashioned way. We are going to be using my Wringer washer, and I wanted to show you all about it. Barney rebuilt this machine for me about 3 or 4 years ago now, and the reason he did that was because we had bought a brand new washer dryer stacker because we were doing a renovation on a home we were living in. There was only a small amount of room in the laundry room, so we chose a stacker. It wasn't long after we got it, maybe 6 months or 8 months, something like that, that it had its first breakdown. And I was without laundry, a washer, for several weeks, and that did not impress me much at all. And we got it fixed after much headache. And then it went for probably another year, maybe 2 years, and then it completely was gone. We had got the extended warranty on it and everything, and anyway, long story short, Barney phoned the appliance repairman. He phoned two, one from two major centers where we live near, and both of them had said that most washing machines and dryers, appliances in general that you get today, they're built to last about 1 year. And they can cost quite a bit of money. And I was kind of really upset by that. And so I said to Barney, I said, I don't want another new one. We're just going to buy something old. And said, in fact, I would like a Wringer washer. I know that it will be dependable and I don't have to be so frustrated. I will control it. It's not a computer. It doesn't tell me what it will do and what it won't do. And so that's what I did. It took us a long time to find one. And we did find one eventually, and it worked. It didn't look like it had been frozen or anything, because, you know, a lot of times people will take their washers and just store them outside, and in the cold north, everything freezes on them, especially the water pumps. But this one ran, it didn't leak, and we put water in it and tried it, and Barney goes, okay, I'm going to rebuild it, and so it lasts a long time. And I said, well, anyway, as he got it taken apart, he took it right, it was down to nuts and bolts, and we have pictures of that, where he took it completely apart. And then he wanted to repaint everything, and there was a couple parts that he had to get remachined because they don't make parts for this. This was built in the 1950s, and so it's, you know, 70 years old, but I'll tell you, it sure works good. Anyway, he rebuilt it. I said, I would like some pink on my washer, please, because I really hadn't had anything pink in years and years, and so he obliged me. I didn't want the whole thing pink, but he put some pink on it for me, and a lot of the parts that he did paint, they're underneath and they can't be all seen, which is fine. But anyway, this old girl, it makes me so happy to use it. It's not just put your clothes in, walk away, and you're done. No, it's hardly that. But it's perfect for what we're doing right now. The off-grid lifestyle that we're living with absolutely the only power we have is our generator. This works perfectly because I'm controlling the water. I don't have to try and guess when the cycles are going to kick in or anything like that. So this is actually really perfect for right now. It does take quite a bit of time. It probably takes me about 2 hours to do my laundry. If you were to consider how long it takes you to do your laundry, it probably takes the same, 2, maybe longer, 3 hours. But fortunately, you get to push a button and walk away, and I do too, so to speak. Anyway, for the first 20 minutes while it's doing its first wash, that's free time for me. I can be doing other things. But in the meantime, I just wanted to show you what I've done here with on a normal laundry day. Barney has hauled this out of the sea can. We put it away every time we're finished with it because we don't want it to get wrecked by the weather. And we store it in the sea can behind me. We haul it out. Usually we do it together. A lot of times if I'm busy, he will do it by himself. And what we have found is the water tote right here, that's what we fill our camper with. But it's only gravity, and it takes a super long time to get my machine filled, and I find myself being impatient, and I'm not getting as much water as I need in my machine to get my clothes as clean as they could be. So we did something kind of by accident, and that was we used the water truck, the tank on the back of the old blue, and used it to fill. And it took probably 30 seconds or less to fill my washer to capacity, and I loved it. So now on laundry day, Barney parks Old Blue right beside where I'm doing laundry, and I get to fill up really quickly. So that really shortened my fill up times. But I wanted to just give you a little bit of a tour of my washer. So this washer is called a Coronado, and it's very, very straightforward, which I love. So this is your on-off button, basically. You turn it to run the wringer and also the agitator in the machine. It has its normal speed, which is out, or it has a low speed. And I'll show you those in action in just a moment. I always just leave it on normal. And over here, it has its pump. So when you're finished your load, you just pull this up and it will drain. And so we have that all hooked up so it drains. And then here is your agitator, and you just pull that up and it turns the agitator. Up here is the wringer, and these were very dirty when Barney first started rebuilding this, and you can see that there are scars in it over the years where it's had a lot of use, but you know, I'm trusting it's never been replaced. I can't say for sure, but he just used sandpaper on them. He kind of Googled that, and that's what some people had done, and it cleaned them up really, really nicely. So to start, it's locked in place right now. There is a little release button right here, and then that will move the wringer whatever direction you might want it to go. So there's a little turn knob right here, and this is on high, but you can turn it to normal or low. And so if you have something large, like a heavy sweater or even a blanket, a small blanket, you would want it to be low. You want the low pressure on it so that it will actually fit through your wringers. Normal, that's just your average clothes. And then the high squeezes your rollers together quite tight, so it gets quite dry. I keep it on high. Sometimes I have to move it if I'm doing something larger, but for the most case, everything I have will fit through there. And so all you have to do is we lock this into position like that, and then that just pops up. If there's anything that gets stuck when the wringer is going, this is just a pressure release, and you just pop that up and it releases everything. And this is your forward and reverse for the wringer. And so what's really interesting about this wringer is that when you go around the back side of it, you would have seen when I moved it from different positions, but it still has the same pressure release. It has the gauge here, and it also has the forward and reverse lever here. So it's just, you can have it in whatever direction you want it. So it's actually kind of handy, because that way you're not reaching over when you're in use. So the lid on the wringer just comes right off, and it's just really nice and clean and neat. Barney did a really nice job on it. I just store it there when it's not in use. But there is the old agitator. It's the original one, and the drum is original as well. Had a little bit of scarring. We put a mark on it right here, and that is the full line. That's what they had. We just darkened it a little bit with a marker. But you just take this screw out and pop this whole thing off, and you can clean. There's a bit of a filter there, and you can just clean that all off. And it's so I can take care of this machine pretty much by myself, and I really, really like that. Over here we have the drain, which right now it's just duct taped onto the drain that we have it, and then the plug-in, and it hooks up with these two little pieces right here, and so it just wraps up, and then you can just roll it away. And it does have rollers on it, and those are original too. Barney cleaned them up. And then it's got a little brake on it right here too if you need it. We don't. We just put the little board around our little deck here. Barney temporarily made for it. so that it wouldn't roll around when it's in use. But that's it. Very, very straightforward. So let me show you it in action. Watch out, it's gonna get turned on. Might get you. Okay, I didn't fill this because I want to show you just how good the agitation is on it. Miss Mew came over for a little visit. Hi, buddy. Hi. We have to go turn the generator on so we can use the washer. So the generator is just over here. And this is a video for another day. But this is Barney's brainchild, and it works tremendously well. All I have to do, he's already checked the oil today, so I don't have to worry about that, but I just hit the switch and it will turn on. Then I just have to turn the breaker on, but it'll be loud, so I won't be able to talk. Okay, the generator is on. We have electricity, so we're just going to turn this to 5 minutes just to kind of give you an idea. You can hear it running, and then we're going to hit the wash, and that's normal speed. And so if I hit the slow button, it's here. Even the agitation on that does more work than a lot of the modern machines right now. Anyway, let's add some laundry and some soap to this, and I'll show you how it works. Look out, buddy, you're gonna get wet. Had a bit of a catastrophe there, but it's all good. whites in hot water, but that's not going to happen while we're here at this point in time. So I just shut the agitator off so I don't get my hands all caught up in it. Okay, so we're going to turn the dial to 20 because we want that to go for 20 minutes. It's on normal speed and we're hitting the pump or the wash. And so now it's on normal, but you can see it looks much slower when it's full. I'm just going to stop that for a second. I just want to make sure everything goes down. Okay. And because I do not want any bugs to get in here, we're going to put the lid on it. Which it got all wet and dirty from that water spray. All right, well, we'll come back in 20 minutes. So 20 minutes is up. So I have shut the wash agitator off and the machine automatically went off. But now I still need power so I can use my Wringer. So what I'm going to do is just turn it on for 10 minutes, something like that. I can always turn it on more. And then over here is, that's the lever that turns the Wringer on. And so what we do is avoid your fingers at all costs, and long hair or any loose clothing, you want to make sure that that's all taken care of. But I just kind of put a little bit of a dog's ear on everything. And then I just push it up there and let it go through. So what works really well is to get it started. And with shirts and whatnot, I try to kind of spread them out a little bit so they don't get caught up, because sometimes things get caught up. But before that's done, I want to get my next article, whatever it is, doesn't matter, and get it hooked onto the last piece of clothing. And then it just forms a bit of a train, and it just keeps it moving along quite nicely. And this way your fingers really, they're well away from the roller, so there's no chance of them getting pinched if you do this. And there are times when I do get a little too close, and fortunately I haven't had them go in.
Have you ever tried to back it up when it's jammed?
You just have to stop it and then you back it up. Just a reverse, which we don't need right now. And then you just want to go forward. So it's pretty handy. We might have a jammer upper right here. I got something. Oh, there we go. Got it out. You can hear it squeaking when it gets a little too tight.
You can see underneath how much water is flowing back, that it's wringing right out of it.
This is a wonderful
Comes
dog.
down in underneath, right there, on a little trough. You can just see it under that towel. It puts out a lot of pressure, puts a lot of the water back out into the washing machine.
Okay, now we're ready to put in more water, and this time we're going to be rinsing the clothes we just washed. something you need to know about clothes pegs. These are some really good bamboo ones. They're nice and heavy and strong. I got some cheaper ones, not that much cheaper, only like $1 less. And on a good windstorm, you have to wash your laundry twice. So you want to make sure you got good clothespins. It's well worth it.